Hi everyone and welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. I'm Ethan, your host, and today we have an exciting topic that will take your English fluency to the next level.
That's right, Ethan. Today's topic is Think Smart, Speak Fluent. Have you ever felt stuck while speaking English even though you know the words? Or maybe you feel like your thoughts are moving faster than your ability to express them. Don't worry, you're not alone. We're here to help.
Exactly. Speaking fluent English isn't just about knowing vocabulary or grammar. It's about how you think in English. Believe it or not, the way you organize your thoughts plays a huge role in how smoothly you speak.
Absolutely. In this episode, we'll talk about how to think smart, organizing your thoughts, focusing on clarity, and building a strong foundation in your mind so that you can speak English confidently and naturally.
And of course, we'll share practical tips and strategies that you can start using today. Whether you're a beginner or someone looking to take your fluency to the next level, stay with us till the end.
We'd love to hear from you, so feel free to drop your thoughts or questions in the comments below, and we'll be happy to answer them in future episodes.
Alright, let's dive right in, Emma. I can't wait to discuss how thinking smart can transform the way we speak English fluently. Alright, let's dive right in, Emma. I can't wait to discuss how thinking smart can transform the way we speak English fluently. Let's start by talking about the connection between thinking and speaking in English. Have you ever noticed how smoothly people speak when their thoughts are clear?
Oh, definitely. Speaking fluently isn't just about the words. It's about how we organize and express our thoughts. If your mind is cluttered or if you're overthinking, it can make speaking much harder.
Exactly. Think of your brain like a highway. When your thoughts are organized, the words flow smoothly like cars driving without traffic. But if you're scrambling to translate or second-guess yourself, it's like a traffic jam in your mind.
Such a great analogy. And, many English learners struggle because they try to think in their native language first and then translate into English. That extra step often slows them down or creates awkward sentences.
Yes, that's a common challenge. It's like building a bridge every time you want to speak. But instead, we want to train our brains to think directly in English.
Exactly. And when you start thinking in English, your responses become faster and more natural. You're not worrying about grammar rules or translation. You're just speaking.
So, Emma, what would you say are the main benefits of thinking directly in English?
Great question, Ethan. First, it saves time because you skip the translation process. Second, it helps you focus on the flow of your conversation, rather than overanalyzing every word. Third, it builds confidence because you feel more connected to the language.
Those are some fantastic points, Emma. And let's not forget, it also improves your fluency over time. When you think in English, you naturally build stronger connections between words and ideas, which helps you express yourself more effectively.
Exactly. And thinking in English doesn't mean you need to be perfect. It's okay to start simple, like naming objects around you in English or describing what you're doing throughout the day.
Yes, starting small is key. And as you practice, you'll notice your brain begins to process thoughts in English more naturally. So, to sum up this segment, the clearer and more organized your thoughts are, the easier it will be to speak fluently. One of the best ways to do that is to train yourself to think in English.
Great takeaway, Ethan. Up next, we're going to share some practical tips on how you can start thinking smart in English today.
Now that we understand the connection between thinking and speaking, let's get into some practical tips for thinking smart in English. Emma, where should learners begin?
Good question, Ethan. The first step is to start thinking in simple English. Many learners feel overwhelmed because they try to construct complex sentences in their heads. Instead, focus on small, manageable thoughts. For example, if you're looking at a cup of coffee, think, "This is coffee. It's hot. I like coffee."
That's a fantastic point, Emma. Keeping it simple not only makes it easier to think in English, but it also helps you build confidence.
Exactly. Speaking of building confidence, another tip is to associate words with visuals or feelings.
Oh, that's a good one. Can you explain more?
Of course. Let's say you're learning the word happy. Instead of just memorizing the word, picture a moment when you felt happy, like getting a gift or spending time with family. This mental association makes the word more memorable and meaningful.
I love that. It's like creating a personal connection with the language. And here's another tip. Try to narrate your day in English. For instance, if you're brushing your teeth, think, "I'm brushing my teeth. The toothpaste is minty." It's a simple way to practice thinking in English during everyday activities.
Absolutely, Ethan. Another effective technique is mindful listening. Pay close attention to how native or fluent speakers form sentences. Notice their choice of words, their tone, and how they pause naturally.
And when you're listening, don't just passively absorb the information. Repeat what you hear, mimic the sentences in your head, or say them out loud. It's like a mini conversation practice.
Such a valuable tip, Ethan. And here's one of my favorites. Ask yourself questions in English. For example, what do I need to do today? Or what did I enjoy about my day? Answering these questions trains your brain to think and respond in English.
I agree, Emma. One last tip, practice with purpose. Choose a specific topic or goal for the day. For example, decide, today I'll focus on describing people, and spend the day thinking and forming sentences about people you see or know.
That's excellent advice. When you have a clear focus, it helps your brain stay organized, which is exactly what thinking smart is all about. So to sum up, start with simple thoughts, make connections with visuals or emotions, narrate your day, listen actively, ask yourself questions, and practice with purpose. These small steps will make a big difference in how you think in English.
Perfectly said, Emma. Now that we've covered thinking smart, let's move to the next step, strategies for speaking fluently. Now that we've talked about thinking smart, it's time to discuss strategies for speaking fluently. Emma, what's one common misconception that learners have when it comes to fluency?
Great question, Ethan. I think many learners believe that speaking fluently means speaking fast. But in reality, fluency is more about speaking clearly and naturally, even if you're not speaking quickly.
Exactly. Fluency is about smoothness and confidence, not speed. One of the best ways to achieve that is by focusing on natural pauses in your speech. Instead of rushing, take short pauses to organize your thoughts.
That's a great point, Ethan. Pausing naturally not only gives you time to think, but it also makes your speech easier to understand for others. Another important strategy is to stop translating in your head.
Yes, translating can slow you down and lead to awkward sentences. Instead, try to think in English as we discussed earlier. And if you don't know a word, don't panic. Use simple words or gestures to explain your idea.
So true, Ethan. Speaking of simplicity, one tip I always recommend is to start with basic sentences. For example, instead of saying, "I'm absolutely thrilled to see you," you can say, "I'm happy to see you." Once you're comfortable, you can gradually add more advanced expressions.
I love that. Building fluency is like building a house. You start with a strong foundation and then you add layers over time. Another tip is to practice speaking every day, even if it's just for a few minutes.
Exactly, Ethan. And if you don't have a partner, you can talk to yourself. Describe what you're doing, share your thoughts, or even read something aloud. It might feel silly at first, but it's an excellent way to improve.
And don't forget about shadowing, Emma. This is when you listen to someone speak and try to copy their words, tone, and rhythm immediately after. It's a fantastic way to train your brain and mouth to work together.
A powerful technique, Ethan. Another thing learners should do is embrace mistakes. Making mistakes is a natural part of learning. Instead of feeling embarrassed, treat every mistake as a chance to learn and improve.
Absolutely. Here's another practical tip. Record yourself speaking. When you listen to your own voice, you'll notice areas where you can improve, like pronunciation or pacing.
Yes. And it helps you track your progress over time. Lastly, remember to celebrate small wins. Whether it's saying a new phrase correctly or having a short conversation in English. Every step forward is worth celebrating.
Couldn't agree more, Emma. So, to sum up, focus on clarity, avoid translating, start simple, practice every day, use shadowing, embrace mistakes, and celebrate your progress.
And that's how you'll build fluency over time. Speaking smart and speaking fluently go hand in hand. With these tips and a bit of practice, you'll find yourself becoming a confident, natural English speaker.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. We hope these strategies will help you on your journey to fluency.
If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe, leave us a review, and share it with your friends who are also learning English.
And we'll be back soon with more tips to help you think smart and speak fluently. See you then.
Take care, everyone.